Okay, what's up everybody? So I posted a video and I'm taking it down and redoing it because I was watching it and realized I talked way too much and way too fast and I stuttered a lot. So I'm gonna redo it and I'm gonna do my best to speak like a normal human being and I'll make it a bit shorter as well as my goal. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so it's a 2022 Laramie with the Cummins. I've driven it 19,000 miles. It wasn't a shop for 2 months, which kind of sucked. Overall, I like it. It's a good vehicle, but it's had issues. So in this review, the first thing I'll talk about is the things that I like about it the most, and then the dislikes, and then the problems that I've had with it. So let's do the likes first, and I'll try and be brief with each thing. First thing I'll say is the overall styling. It's a very clean truck, nice lines, it's very well balanced. I like that it's not overly aggressive looking. Right now the style I think kind of leans that direction, and I don't know, I'm not like an aggressive type guy. I don't try to impress people or be kind of all up in your face. So to me, I like that it's more subtle, a bit more mature looking, almost like old man looking in a way, but still classy. But to me, the design of this truck says, hey, I have a nice truck. I'm good at what I do. I'm successful. Not trying to impress you though, but I like nice things and it's capable. That's kind of what it tells me. So maybe I'm full of crap. That's up for you to decide. But next thing I'll talk on is the lights. It's my first pair of LEDs I've ever owned. I like them a lot. They work great. They look cool at night. Cool design. Also has cornering lights, so you're not turning into the darkness. I love that as well. There's also some puddle lamps up under here. And then there's lights in the bed as well, which is, it lights up the whole bed pretty well. There's some up here too, obviously. Every truck has those. I like though that they also add some in the back. Plug is cool too. There's also, tie downs in the corner and some cleats on each corner. Also nice to get more variety of mounting points. Also, these lights are pretty cool too in the back. They look nice, they look expensive, so it matches the truck because the truck is expensive. Okay, next like is ground clearance. These are 35, so the middle of that Ram logo is 17.5 inches off the ground, and that rocker panel's higher, so about 20 inches high in the back, probably about 17 inches in the front, maybe 17.5 inches in the front off the ground. So it sits very high. This is a stock height truck. I have no lift on it. The tires are 35s. It came with 33.5s on there. They're street tires, so I upgraded them. They're a little bit bigger, but not much more. I didn't add much ground clearance with my tire increase. So I like that it's high because honestly, I didn't have the money when I bought it to then go get a lift and like really big tires like I want, but it's been very capable right out the gate. Good ground clearance. I've gone up in the mountains a lot with my kids, done some off-roading, and it's nice how high it sits. So by the way, these are white knuckle off-road sliders. People are gonna ask. I do have a full video about them. You can browse the channel and find it. I do love them. So all I've done to it mod-wise is rubber and those sliders. So there are 35s, also a video on these, how they fit, also on the channel. Let's discuss towing real quick now. This is a 2.5 inch receiver, which I really appreciate. I know Gen 4s often had a 2 inch. Now this is a way safe hitch. The 2 inch version, which I was first looking at because that's what was in stock, is rated for 12,500 pounds. The 2.5 inch, 18.5. So it's a big difference on the trailer size you can tow having a 2.5 inch to class 5 receiver. So I don't know if this is an optional thing or not. I've seen some trucks that are identical to mine that they say they're rated for like 14 or 15,000 pounds. And mine's rated for 20,000 pounds. And I'm not sure if it's just simply because of this hitch receiver size or what. But on my mobile app, it tells me my towing capacity is 20,000 pounds. So I like the class 5 hitch from the factory. Next thing, let's go inside now. A couple more likes in here. The overall interior and driving experience is huge on this. Very beautiful. I love the tan and brown. Most of them are black. Interiors, I love this tan and brown personally. A little bit of a cowboy theme going on. It's a very beautiful interior, nicely laid out. Everything's high quality, soft touch everywhere, you know, accent stitching, all the good stuff. And you know, again, like I said about the lights too, it makes the truck look expensive, which is good because it is expensive. So you wanna, it makes it kind of a consistent, you know, you feel like your money went to a good spot. So, and this bench seat is also a huge like of mine because I have a family of 6, so we had to have a bench, and this is a real seat. Other trucks commonly is a very small, narrow, hard seat that would not be very nice on a long road trip. My kids fight over the seat. My wife will sit here sometimes on a date or whatever. It's a comfortable seat, decent leg room. I love that about this truck. So, next, let's go on to the dislikes now. Cup holder situation isn't that good. There's some in the door. I bought this off Amazon, the little door insert. But you can kind of see having it in the door, you see some splatters if the can's too full. Kind of a pain in the butt. There's cup holders here, 3 of them. But if the whole family's in the car, this is up. You only have those 2 cup holders on the sides, not one for the person in the middle. And those can't really fit like those big Stanley cups that women have that they love right now. Those don't fit in the door pocket, so it's always on the floor. It tips over sometimes, you know, it's a pain. So I wish there was a better cup holder situation on this, but that's kind of what you get when you get a bench seat though, and you lose that center console. But, so I don't love the cup holder situation. I also don't love, well, I had a gripe about the storage capacity, the storage inside at first. By the way, these seats are also nice and beautiful. Good looking seats here in the back too. These are fixed, so you can't get behind them. I always used to complain about that, because I'd love to put things behind my seats. You have a storage here that's kind of on the small side, to be honest. Nothing underneath those 2 seats. These are kind of cool though, by the way. And you do have some storage under here. Also though, they're kind of smaller. Okay, kind of deep, kind of narrow. They're not huge. When I complain about the storage capacity, honestly, I forgot that those were there because they're out of sight, out of mind. But I realized a couple of days ago that you actually can put stuff underneath here. You can kind of squeeze stuff back there, and so there's a bit more than I at first realized. So it's like a half of a dislike. Now that I know it's there, though, I can go ahead and utilize it. You know. So also there is a storage compartment underneath the bench seat. So next dislike is going to be the mirrors. They don't work super good to not have blind spots. Yeah, it has to be very specific with how these are adjusted. This one you can adjust from inside, but not this one. And so it's kind of a pain in the butt, especially on the other side. I don't know why, but it always gets bumped or something. And so it's not quite aligned right to really maximize them. Now, in tow mode though, this is great because in the bubble, it pans out and you have no blind spots. And this can watch the trailer. So in tow mode, they work great. They don't work great in normal driving mode. But honestly, I don't know how I'd recommend them to be changed because, I mean, it's, you know, someone smarter than me can figure it out though, then that'd be awesome. Make it so it's awesome, you know, both ways. So I guess the one thing would be, you know, if you had a nicer truck trim, I think they have cameras right here maybe. If you're put on your signal that pop up, I'm not sure, but. Okay, next thing, last dislike is the wheels. I love the look of them. I think they kind of match the truck. They're kind of simple but nice looking. They're just narrow. So these tires are 295/65 R20, which is 35.1 tall, 11.8 wide. And I wish I could do a 12.5-inch wide tire. Because they're just a little bit narrow. As you can see on the back right there, the tire it's kind of in quite a bit from the side of the truck. Obviously a different rim would have an offset, plus it's a wider tire. But the bigger thing is I wouldn't mind a bit bigger footprint. Now these work amazing in the snow, being a bit more narrow, and this is a 3 Mountain Peak rated tire. But in the mud, having it narrow just cuts through, and I've been stuck in the mud a couple of times pretty good. So I wish it was a bit wider of a rim to fit a bit wider tire. That would be nice. So, but you know, those are not anything huge because the truck still looks good, it's still capable and everything. But those are my dislikes. Now moving on to the problems I've had with it. At 186 miles, my check engine light came on, and it was just my fuel filter was leaking a little bit into like a box of sensors, and it ruined some sensors. Not a big deal. The truck drove fine the whole time. It was fixed in a couple hours while it was also at the dealership getting my bed liner sprayed in. So not much of an inconvenience either. At 12,000 miles though, I had a big issue. My PCM began to act up. I was at Lake Powell, doing some boating and that kind of thing. I did a video on it. It's called Stranded, part 1 and part 2. That goes over what I experienced in the video, so you can kind of see what a PCM issue looks like, because it was super wonky. I had no idea. We thought it was a DEF system for a long time because that light remained on. Turns out that the PCM just wasn't talking to the DEF system, telling it to inject DEF, which is why that code stayed on. But every light came on possible. It was scary. It wouldn't start for about an hour at Lake Powell with the boat behind it, 120 degrees outside, and it wouldn't start for an hour. So anyways, getting home was a bit of an adventure as well. So, and then it was in the shop for 2 months from that, which was super lame. So, and then currently, I'm at, about 1,000 miles ago, I was in Colorado. I'm in Vegas right now. I live in Utah. I was in Colorado, get my tires rotated. I felt a bit of a vibration. I saw some cupping happening on this tire that was starting to happen. And it's because my alignment's off, which is fair because I off-road, and it's actually held up pretty good. But the tie rod is clicking, they said. So honestly, I've never had a problem with a tie rod before on any vehicle that I've owned, even ones that I've off-roaded more than this one. So it'll get checked out next week. I'll let you guys know what it is. If it's just, I don't know, if it just, threads, or I don't know. I'll let you know what it is. But, 18,000 miles. And before that, it was already happening for about 1,000 miles. But I was in California working, came back up and stuff. So it's pretty early to be having a tie rod wear out, to be honest. So it's kind of no bueno. And then lastly, there is a current recall on the transmission. So the dipstick will kind of overflow transmission fluid. It'll bubble out on top of the motor and catch on fire. If you Google it, there have been fires in these trucks. They don't know how to fix it yet. So far, no problem for me. But I've been watching. Every once in a while, I'll look and check my dipstick, make sure it didn't bubble out at all yet. So I'm not really towing a whole lot, so I'm not that worried. But I'll still watch for it just in case. So, well, guys, this video is like 9 minutes shorter, so hope it was useful for you guys. And again, please like it, please subscribe, help out the channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.